Hi, welcome back to the MyRestyling channel. I bought this steel tray at the flea market for just €2. Let's see how to turn it into a little Valentine's Day gift. What do you think? It's a very common steel tray that you might find in any home. Of course, I cleaned it well with a degreaser and then rinsed everything under water. I'm painting the surface of the tray with ivory, which is a warm white. MyRestyling. I decided to use white because I'll be applying decoupage later, and if there's a white base underneath, the decoupage colors will stand out much better. Ivory is a very beautiful color, and 2 coats will be enough to cover it. As you can see, it adheres perfectly even to metal. It sticks to all surfaces. If you apply the paint with crisscross brush strokes, the color will cover even better. So first vertically, then horizontally. I've decided to use this decoupage called Les Amantes. If you want to check out my website, MyRestyling.com, you'll find all the new Valentine's Day decoupage designs available in both A4 and A5 sizes. You can also come to the store, San Giorgio Bigarello in the province of Mantua, to pick them up. Before applying the sheet, which let me remind you is made of rice paper, I wet it. Wet all the edges well so you can feather them, not by cutting directly with scissors, but by tearing them with your hands. This way, you won't see the edge of the sheet and it will look painted on. Then I apply my decoupage glue, which you can also find on the website. 1 coat is perfect. After that, I glue on my decoupage, and you always have to remember to protect it once it's glued down. So using the same glue, which also acts as a sealer, I go over it to protect it. Then I decided to add some embellishments, and I'll use this INA5 mold from Stamperia. And the wood paste, which you can also always find on our website. Since I'm going to make a frame of roses, I spread the wood paste out well so I can then apply it into the mold. Then you can manage the process quite effortlessly and carefully spread it across the entire surface of the mold. It also comes off very easily. This is how the frame will look, and I'll apply it all along the raised edge on the upper part of the tray. While the wood paste is still fresh, the decorative elements can be shaped and they stick easily with some white glue. If they get hard, maybe because you made them ahead of time, you can also warm them up with a hairdryer and they'll become moldable again, just like you see now. This mold also has butterflies, so I decided to make those as well, which I'll then apply to the 4 corners of the tray. Here's how the tray looks when it's finished with the decorative elements. I start painting it first with ROSALYN, which is the paint from the MyRestyling kit. Let me remind you that this is not a ready-to-use paint, but you need to prepare it. It consists of a packet of powders and an acrylic resin, and you have to mix it at home. Once it's ready, it looks more or less like this. It adheres extremely well to all surfaces. In fact, as you can see, I'm applying it to the wood paste, which is porous, but also to the steel, so basically to the entire tray. Then I took my acrylic gold paint, which as a reminder you can make at home using gold pigments and glossy acrylic. And I decided to go over all the golden details on the decoupage to make them stand out a bit more. I also took bloody, which is our red, and tried to highlight the hearts as well. Or in any case, those small red details that were on the decoupage. I also went ahead and highlighted the rose frame, once more by making use of bloody. Of course, then I turned my tray over and painted the entire back as well. I took my decoupage glue again, which also acts as a protective layer to seal all the paint I had applied. Once the protective coat has dried, I took some black wax and applied it with a small brush to create shadows and highlight the embellishments. To create nice gradients, you can use a microfiber cloth to remove the excess wax. This way you'll get a beautifully blended color. Finally, I used Stamperia's Wax Patina Antique Brass as a finishing touch to add highlights to the butterflies and also to the tray's frame. Remember, these are the details that make the difference in a good restyling, because you can tell when something has been done with love and passion. And here is the finished tray. I remind you that you can find all the products for this project on the website MyRestyling.com or in the store. In San Giorgio Bigarello, in the province of Mantua at Piazza Giotto 4. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like and remember to subscribe to the channel. Bye, see you at the next restyling.